Well, hey folks, welcome back to the channel. We got stuff going on with the truck today, the old 69 Ford. I spent yesterday ripping out anything that wasn't stock that was in the truck. Well, almost everything, not everything completely. The radio is still in there, but I got rid of the CB radio, I got rid of the brake controller, I pulled the AC out, and here's the brake controller. It's an older one. I'm hoping I can refurbish it, because it would not turn on, but it's got the trolley brake handle on it, which is kind of nice. Unlike the one in my newer truck that's got just a little slide button you gotta squeeze. And an old realistic CB radio that came out. Steering wheel's been pulled out. I got the AC down here in this tote. I'm gonna refurbish that as well. But that'll be a winter project, because right now I'm ripping into the dash, and I got to get the heater running and get that going, because in about, what is it, mid-October, so early to mid-December it's going to start getting pretty chilly out. I'm going to probably want to have a defroster just to keep the windshield from fogging up. So we'll take you inside the cab and we'll take a look at what we got going on. All right, here's the dash. I'm sure you guys saw bits and pieces of that when I was doing the mirror up there. So one thing that is done for the most part is this door. I got a speaker in it, I got a door handle on it, and what else did I do on that thing? Oh yeah, I ordered some parts. Oh, I put the new lock on it, so the new keys will work. This door over here, haven't done it yet, so I had practice, and I'll show you guys what I did and how I do it over here. But steering wheel is out because this turn signal switch here it's shot, not working no more, so I got a new one for that. But the main goal today is to get to a point where I have removed the dash pad, because the new windshield's getting delivered today. At least that's what FedEx said. But it's gonna be a lot easier to put the new windshield in if this is out. And I need to take this out because of that, and because the company that sells them, well, used to sell them pretty cheaply, just raised their price from $149 to $499 for a new US made dash pad cover. So I'm going to go ahead and do a dash pad delete for today, and if we're not seeing on somebody else who did it, it's actually a pretty clean look, and I might end up just staying with that, or I can just make my own dash pad out of wood or something. But I do have to get these little louvers here removed and then put them down on the dash. And I got all new light bulbs for behind here, and a new piece of plastic so you can see my gauges. So we're gonna get all this out. All this stuff has to come out in order to get the dash pad out. So the whole instrument cluster's gotta come out. Ashtrays gotta come out. I gotta make a part for that because you can't buy them anymore. And the only one I found on eBay, it's a piece that goes around the bottom, and it captures the ball bearings that are supposed to be here. The only one I found on eBay that had everything I could verify it was correct. It's $59, so I'll make that part. I gotta get the radio out, I gotta pull this out, and all the cables. Which one was stuck? This one? Yeah, that one's pretty stuck. The on-off seems something. And the temperature one, not too bad, but I want to get all those cables pulled out and removed and dunked into some evaporust so I can get them all cleaned up, not have to buy new ones. But gotta take the glove box liner out, and that's all just to access all the bolts that hold the dash pad on. So we're gonna go ahead and start rocking and rolling on this job right now. All right, let's start by taking out the instrument cluster. There's a bunch of screws. There's 4 of them up here at the top, looks like. Alright, I got some Ziplocs here so I can keep all my hardware sorted out. I'm hoping I can get this thing cleaned up pretty nice and just kind of improve the look in here a little bit. Surprisingly, this truck is very complete when it comes to a lot of original things, which is really nice. You can see there's a mess of wires down here. I pulled all kinds of stuff out. I think the only piece of wiring that's not original is the radio harness. And once I pull the radio out, I'll get that sorted out. And I'm gonna try to get the wiring all back to original specs. That way when I go in to start adding stuff in, I can put stuff in correctly. The air conditioner, the brake controller, what else? There was something else I can't remember. It was all piggybacked off of the original fuse box. So I'm pretty sure that whoever did that also put in bigger fuses. So I gotta look into that. Now what I'll do when I go and put all the stuff back in that I want, like the brake controller and the AC, I'm gonna put in a separate fuse box up under the hood and run everything off of that, all the extras. Kind of clean things up and make it easier to troubleshoot when you have problems. It's in really nice shape. That was easy. So now there's a little label on there. I'm going to replicate that somewhere. Probably not right there, but that's the mileage from when the engine was swapped out. Right now it's showing, now I can see it clearly, 5,087 miles. So that means it's 105 and 87 miles on this truck right now. I can't imagine it being rolled over more than once, not with the condition of the truck, but this will get tossed. Got to hold on to it so I can keep that number. That way I kind of know the history. I don't forget the history of the engine. I have to go fiddle with that. Okay. That's the little blinder for the turn signals. There's another one right here. Might have to stick those back on somehow. These two bulbs right here, I know they work, but the other bulbs in here, I have no idea. So I gotta get. Okay, here's a plug. See, I'm gonna be able to sort out where all these wires are. I got the schematic, so I'll be able to see what's what, who's who in the zoo. I want to unplug this thing carefully. Right now I'm trying to figure out how to get the speedometer cable off, because that's what's holding it up. And I need to send some oil down that thing, because it's making the needle here flutter, which which means that the cable is dry and it's jerking. There we get a small wrench. And just a small crescent ought to do the job. How many things do I have to unplug? There's a flasher. Should be 2 flashers. Other one's hanging over here, I think. One for your normal turn signals and one for your hazards. Here's the one for your hazards right over here. I think I gotta check the schematic for the wiring. Yeah, that's probably the hazards. So now I got to get this plug apart without breaking it. Old plastic, you got to be careful. Wire. I don't know what this one's for, but I might have to go look. How do you come apart? So, I think I want to take the speedometer cable back to the firewall and under the hood and hold it up in the upright position and start putting some penetrating oil down it. Okay. Aha, I believe this should be the fuel sender, this orange wire. I think. I don't know. Coming from the right place, and this should be my dome light, black with a blue stripe. We're gonna go ahead and get this stuff on the bench and we'll take a look at the schematic. All right, dome light, and it sure enough is black with a blue stripe, and then there's the gas tank sending unit wire, which is orange. Okay, so now I know I gotta trace that out because that light does not turn on. But here comes a loud delivery vehicle, so take a quick break. Alright, here's the speedometer cable right here. You can turn it. I pulled the other end out of the transmission already. Kind of hopefully give this fluid a place to go, but just going to use some penetrating oil, and got the nut pulled back here a little bit, but there's a little, it's like a bowl right there, and every once in a while I'll come by and I'll fill it up with some oil here, and let gravity do the rest. I mean, I could theoretically put a drill on here and spin this to get it to work in there faster, and I might just do that later. See, it just went down by half. I think right now I'm gonna just fill it up every once in a while and focus on getting the rest of this dash taken apart. So we'll just let it hang out here. All right, we got everything out of there, and you know what? Sitting here looking at this hose for the defroster. It's got all the original style clamps on it, and I don't know if it's original because it's so new looking, but it looks like it is original. It's just got all the right stuff. You know, that old 74 I had more than 20 years ago, the wiring harness was not even close to being this clean. I mean, it was all ripped apart. People had tapped into it in multiple areas. And this truck, for the most part, with the exception of them adding the AC and the CB radio and this new modern tape deck player, it's not really tore up too bad. I gotta sort this out. This is where the radio is tying into speaker wires and getting its power from somewhere. And if you look here, see all these connectors and then all those connectors? That's from when they changed the steering column out to an automatic steering column. Because what was originally in here was a 4-speed on the floor. So, in addition to that, this is the neutral safety switch, which is also combined with the backup light switch. And 3 of the wires here, let's see what I got, have been snipped off. And they've all been stuffed into this bullet connector. And there's nothing under here for this to connect to. And I think they just connected them together just to kind of keep them in one spot. I don't get it. I still got to search, but that switch is supposed to be on top of the steering column back here. So when you shift into neutral, so that way you can only start the truck, excuse me, you can only start the truck when it's in park or neutral. And also when it shifts into reverse, it turns on your backup lights. Anyway, getting sidetracked from my main task here. But a part of the floor vent for the heater was cut out to allow the AC to fit right here and tuck all the way back up against the firewall. So it's not a big deal. The AC is going back in. So anyway, glove box. We gotta get this sucker out. So there's a couple screws down here, a couple screws up here. We gotta take the little bolt here for the little cable that holds their door open, I mean from falling all the way shut or open. And what's really neat about this one is here's the little clip where you tuck your registration papers. It's still in there. It's pretty cool. Okay, let me get you guys set up to where you can halfway see what I'm doing. The lighting's terrible because it's, well, I don't have extra lights to put in here, but I'm gonna get you guys parked up here where you can see. Okay, gotta get a small Phillips in here. This glove box is actually this glove box insert. Once again, like everything here, it seems like it's original and it's in pretty good shape. That's really awesome. You can buy replacements, and I may have to at some point in time, because the new replacements, if I remember right, they're made out of plastic, and this is like a fiber board, which does deteriorate over time. I mean, there's a little bit here that's kind of deteriorated, but nothing I'm too worried about right now. One thing I do want to do is I want to relocate this emergency flasher. Over here there's a spot they cut a hole in the dash right by the choke for the switch and fuel tanks. I'm thinking about moving it over there, but I don't know, it takes away from the authenticity of restoring this truck. Oh, somebody's poor indoor dog is outside by himself and is getting separation anxiety. He's barking. Okay. Can I get this out of here without it falling apart. Oh, I got to get this little cable thing off. That could be in the way. Okay. See, we got the jacking instructions still in here. Let's see, ease her on out of here. I found another screw. Actually, I found two more. Yeah, this one's starting to fall apart. I'll take a good look at it when I get out and get it out. I may just run inside and order a new insert. Let's try this again. Let's see. I think I know what I'm going to be ordering. Get this plug out of here. It's not terrible, but it's pretty bad. All right, now I can figure out how to get this radio out. Well, is there any bolts for the... Yeah, there's one bolt for the dash pad above it. And I got a end of a wire or a plug here. I think it's for the speaker. Got the antenna wire here. So I do have a new antenna. All right, let's see. This hose come off of here. So it's has a small tear in it. I can tape that up. Let's lay that to the side. Can't remember how. Okay, I see a couple screws. Man, my days of messing with car stereos is so far in the rear view mirror, I don't hardly remember what I'm doing. Yeah, I don't do the big bass speakers or any of that stuff anymore. I'm more of a just put the country station on and use your stock speakers type of guy now. I think this radio does work. I mean, it turns on, and I can change channels and stuff. But it's a tape deck. What's up there? Don't know what's up there. See if we can slide it out. Some more screws. I thought there was like a clip or something you had to pop. This bezel looks like somebody's really pried on it before. I don't know if that's part of the solution or not, but you know what I think it is? I think I got to get these nuts right here off. It's coming back to me. Sort of. Not fully, but it's coming back to me. There's rusted on there. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to get a ratchet. What we got there? 7/16. Nope, I was wrong. That's a half. There should be some more nuts behind this too, right? I think. Yes. Okay. My memory hasn't failed me completely. Running on DOS system right now, trying to download old information. This is getting too slow. This should get it off there quick. Yes. Let's see what's behind door number 1. Look at that. Still has the factory tabs that I actually cut out of my 74 so I could put a fancy CD player in there, which is not what I'm putting in here. Now I need another pair of pliers. I need to just bring my whole toolbox out here. off far enough so I can get the rattle gun back on it. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably gonna put this radio back in here because I'm pretty sure it works, and wait till I find one of those radios that are made to fit into a slot like this that has the Bluetooth and all that stuff. It won't be the same as hauling around a big binder of CDs anymore, but oh, wrong way. Looks like a couple of washers. I better put those in the bag before I lose them. Let's see if she'll come out. Yes, sir. Let's see, what all stuff do I gotta unplug here? There's a plug down here you can't see. That one, you got it undone. And the antenna wire is right, that's undone, so we just gotta figure out what direction to turn this thing to get it out. No, turns out you don't need to turn it at all, just slide it sideways. Okay, so there's extra wires here. Got some RCA connections. I got a yellow wire, that's, I think that's a remote wire. No, that's a power wire in some cases. I better get up to this blue wire going all the way over there. Let's go, I'm gonna take you guys over there and see where that's at. Okay. Blue wire I'm talking about is this one right here, and it appears to be headed over to the fuse box. No, it's headed toward the ignition. You know, I think that is what they call the remote wire for the, so you can adjust the lights on it so it's dimmer or brighter, because here's that, the sun's in my eyes, and it's going right here and it's tapping into the light switch. Yep, blue with a red stripe coming out of the light switch. Let's go see if that is a dimmer. It goes for the dimmer. Alright, that tool's all over again. Okay. Not the directional switch. Let me get my bearings here. Windshield, washer, wiper, no. Light switch. Blue, with the red stripe comes over here to the 2 amp. And the other side of that switch goes to the dome light, also to the dimmer switch. And that this dimmer switch is over here on the schematic, but it's actually part of the light switch. So I think that's correct. I think that is tapping into the dimmer function. Not sure if I need that, or if it's actually, it might be needed just to turn on the backlights of the radio. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm just going to clip that wire. I'm actually going to disconnect the little saddle connector they got on there and just move on. For that, I just need a little screwdriver. Okay. Let's see. I have no idea if you can see what I'm doing, but this little saddle connector right here semi-permanent temporary doohickeys. I don't really like them, but they do work. I've used them a lot, but okay. Now I got to remember that this wire coming off the light switch is compromised a little bit here, so I need to make sure I remember to come back and put some tape on that. But now I can pull this blue wire out. Let me clip this piece of metal off of it so it pulls easier. All right, let's go back over to where we were. Something like that. Here we go, we got her out. This is a Craig model number T737 AM/FM stereo cassette player. And it's still got all the wiring on it, so I know what to hook up to what. We'll set that aside for now. Let's see. Glove box comes out. Here's the old lens. A bunch of stuff here. There's next. I think we're ready. I think I've successfully avoided having to take out the rest of the ashtray to get this out. So up underneath here there is I don't know how well the lighting is under there, but let's see if we can find. You found the sun. See, there's one right there. See where that wire clip is? That's one of the nuts holding the dash pad on. And there's a bunch of them under there. So you guys can take it easy and watch me struggle. Get this thing apart. 7/16 or a half, Matt. Which one is it? And then eyeball is long enough. It's probably a 3/8, honestly. What are we? That's a 3/8. Let me go grab one of those. All right. I can't burn a flashlight too. I might need that. Okay, we're on the money with 3/8. There's a bunch of them. There you go, everywhere. Actually, this one's loose. I can take it off. It's one of those really cheap nuts. Basically like a one-time use type deal. So start collecting those right there. Doesn't take much to break it loose. I'm just going to methodically work my way from the passenger side all the way to the driver's side. Hopefully get it out. Still haven't heard the FedEx truck yet. Sucker is in. Yeah, I need a double jointed left hand. I got a hunch this dash pad is not going to come out in one piece. I just got a feeling. There's a whole wiring harness hanging from some of these bolts, so that's something I gotta sort out. Where's the next one? Oh, where's the flashlight? There's the flashlight. And the original speaker, it is in there. And there's the original plug for it. That's cool. Alright, where did I put my ratchet? Okay. Okay. I gotta turn this camera off so I can edit it easier. I'm gonna find this dumb wrench. There, I think I got you jammed under the hood good enough. Try not to fall out now. Found a wrench. It slid underneath the seat. Oh, where's our next victim? Right here. here, isn't there? Yep. The last one for that part is behind the camera. So loosen these two up. And the last two are behind you guys. I can't wait to see how nice the paint is underneath this dash pad. It'd be really cool if it was nice and clean. It just needs to get wiped down really good. All right, let's get these last two out before the camera runs out of battery. There's that one, and then there's that one. Camera's about to shut off, so I'm just going to turn it off and go change the battery and get this bolt out. Okay, I'm ready to get this thing out of here. I'm prepared for it to come out in a million pieces. The only things I need intact are these two louvers. So let's see. It's, yeah. Nice paint though. See, some of that foam is turned into glue. Let's try this side. What a mess. And then this one, I sure enough did. Lovely. Okay. You know what? Take a look at this. I get you. Okay. Minus the dead wasps. And the last little bit of junk I gotta get out of here. That's, I kind of like that. Maybe I won't get a dash pad. Maybe I'll just leave it the way it is. I'll have to put something over these slots here, so if I throw a loose change up on the dash instead of in the ashtray, it won't go flying everywhere. Yeah, I think this will work. over here. I gotta get these two louvers out of here. And there's something that appears to have fallen out, and I don't know where it is. Where the... Oh, okay. This rubber part is the part that goes up in there. Okay, that's... I was thinking there was something missing there for a second. Okay. There's one part of the dash I'm not going to get to today, and that's this assembly here, because it's fairly complicated to get out, and to be honest, I'm not ready for it. So that's it for dash assembly. FedEx truck should be here shortly, so I got to be ready to help unload that new windshield. So I'm going to make this the end of the video, and I'll pick up in a few hours and start another video of getting the instrument panel and all that stuff taken care of, new light bulbs and a couple other things I noticed that it needs. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Laters.